Welcome back to Arise Entertainment 360. The 49th annual NAACP Image Awards were held in Hollywood last night, and the stars showed up to impress.
Yes, indeed. Not only on the red carpet, but also on stage. Here to break it all down is the founder of In the Know Entertainment, Jessica White.
Hi. Hey, how are you?
Oh, we're doing well. We're excited that you're here to tell us about this award.
Well, thank you. I tried to, channel my little NAACP awards.
Okay.
It's I would walk in there.
Well, let's start off right there. A lot of people were tweeting last night about host Anthony Anderson.
Yes.
How did he do?
Well, in my very own opinion, this is Anthony's 5th time actually doing the award show. It started off when they, in 1967, when the NAACP decided to do the Hollywood chapter, they said, well, let's do an award show. So it's almost like our FUBU. It's our for us, by us. So Anthony's been there for 5 years, but the first televised was done by LL Cool J. So he kind of has some big shoes to fill, but he didn't disappoint. So one of the things, Anthony, I think we kind of took home was the Oprah joke. And he was saying, Oprah running for president, which is headlines over everywhere that we turn on the news. And he was saying if Oprah was to leave her own house for a smaller house with the White House, what would be the point?
She's like, she's not going to downsize.
Right. But if you've seen videos of her clearing up the mudslides just on her own property, it is huge.
Exactly.
It's the size of a country.
That's just one of her homes.
Just one.
Yeah. Hello. Wow. So that was facts. And then he also made a joke about Tyrese. So it was a little like, well, we don't know if that was in good taste, poor taste. Well, he started off by saying he was Tyrese's friend, which is true. And he said, if I can say anything about his breakdown speech, he mentioned Will and giving him the money. And he said, but you don't need money. I've been to Tyrese's house. So it was almost like we didn't know if you were poking fun at him or actually saying, I empathize with you and I understand you, brother.
Yeah, he was making fun of him. Clearly, he was trying to dig
But
deep.
I mean, all his friends have been coming out to make fun of him. They had that huge thing with Michael Blackson on Twitter, whereby he came out to say, I'm his friend.
Yes.
I'm just making fun of him because it's what I do.
Yes, and that's the same thing with Charlemagne from the Breakfast Club. He said, I called him on the phone and said, what you doing? So it's like, they've all given Tyrese that little poke, but it's, so it wasn't in poor taste that Anthony brought it up, but it also was good because he did say, hey, no one is oblivious to being joked on. But he didn't bring up Harvey Weinstein. And we seen that with the Golden Globes, so it was like we were all waiting for it. However, it transitioned to our very own Me Too moment.
Oh, tell us about that, because I remember all the women came out on stage.
Correct. So one of the things we did love was seeing the Tracee Ellis Ross, Journey Smollett. We had everybody from Kerry Washington on the stage, but they came on there to say, hey, stand with us, fight for us, be with us, and support us against harassment. And with Laverne Cox being one of the transgender women on Orange is the New Black, to have her be in the face, it was our very own Black Girls Magic of the time movement.
Oh, hey, we love that. So who were some of the other some of the winners rather from the night?
Well, I think the biggest one of the night went to Ava DuVernay. We can't take away Ava's star power. And I can't even say it's an overnight success, so she's been around. But one of the things Ava did was she actually made us fall back in love with her because she.
I never fell out of love.
Yeah, right. That is true. But Ava, for those who didn't know her, knew her then. And she's always been a woman from behind the scenes, but she said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shout out all of my peers, all of those who have head runners, producers, directors, showrunners, and said, hey, we all in this game together. And she just went off the cuff. And it was like, your craft, your peers, and we love you, Ava, but she got a little teared up at the end when she started talking about A Wrinkle in Time. And she said, this whole movie is about a little Black girl with glasses who can save the world. And it was like, Ava, I'm saving the world with you.
That's beautiful. And she received the Entertainer of the Year award.
Yes.
And she is definitely
and that was a fan favorite. So that even was more the special because fans actually got a chance to vote in that category. So, it was good for that one.
And I love the fact that she's being recognized by her peers, but then she's also giving back and recognizing those peers that don't normally get acknowledgement on the big stage.
Exactly.
Amazing.
And she even told the producers, don't give me no wrap-up music because I need my moment. And it was a cute little, it was cute.
Awesome.
I love that. Now, I think the Girls Trips was snubbed at the Golden Globes, but they got a little shout out at this award show, right?
They did. Will Packer actually came on stage and he brought Michael Lee, who's the actual director. And he said, well, you know what, hey, let's talk about Girls Trip. He actually told how he came up with the movie idea. He met his wife a few years ago at the Essence Fest. And then he ended up marrying her years later, called Malcolm Lee and said, let's do a movie, who we all know from The Best Man. And he said, you know what, we're $130 million later. and it just keeds growing and growing. So his speech was empowering. Everybody was on their feet, and we were clapping. He really did, because he said, if no one else, we support you, sisters, because you support us. And as these three men standing up here, we're going to give you your accolades. So it was beautiful. He talked about the Africans and the women in Haiti, because, of course, our president, you know, and I'm
your
talking about that. Right. You know what he said in the headline, so he kind of made up for it. But it almost was so beautiful to see Will give this kind of award and give the flowers where they're just due. We didn't even notice that none of the girls' trips were in the audience. There was no Queen, there was no Jada,
No Tiffany?
There was no Tiffany.
Wow, but they
So-
still took home Best Movie.
Yes, they still took it home.
Why do you think they weren't in attendance?
And I think, and that's another thing, Black Twitter was a little upset, because they said, you come to the Golden Globes, you'll go to the Critics' Choice, you may even come to the Oscars.
So right.
Exactly.
But you won't come to your own
But you won't
awards.
come to your own.
Wow.
And
But maybe they were filming another show or
Yes.
something, another movie.
All of them
We don't
at
know.
the same time.
all of them.
Benefit of the doubt until we know.
Until we know,
Innocent until proven guilty. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, girls.
Not in my books, you're guilty.
Oh, well. All right.
Yes, but another big winner of the night was Amari Hardwick.
Oh,
and
yes.
as we know, Amari took home Outstanding Male Actor in a Drama Series for Power.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So-
That's Shannon's brother.
Yes. That's my brother
Yes,
right
he
there.
is, your A5.
Right.
Yes. But one of the things that just to see Amari on the stage, he's going to always command the audience. But we will be remiss if we didn't mention the night before his leading lady, Letoya Luckett, actually won for supporting actress in a drama series. Yes. So Power took home some awards. We didn't see Letoya's speech, but we did hear Courtney, who was actually the showrunner. Her and 50 are executive producers of the show. And she did get up there. She kind of made a little joke. She was like, can you help me? Because this was her first time. So it was a little nervous, but Power did get recognized.
Now, you said they
So
won-
in the spirit of being shady, it
Yes.
was to Empire.
Uh-oh.
Well, in the spirit of being shady, if there was any snub of the night, I think it went to Taraji. Because Taraji, well, actually, let me take that back. Taraji won it.
Okay.
She won actually for the best drama series. And it was almost like you're calling Empire a drama. Compared to the How to Get Away with Murder, compared to Underground, compared to Scandal, and Queen Sugar. These are all in the categories. And then you gave it to Taraji. It's almost like, did you give it to her for a name? So,
Little
you
star
know,
power.
Exactly.
Jessica throwing shade. I know. She's throwing shade. Like, did you? Come on, NAACP.
No, but
We don't need umbrellas or sunglasses in here. My goodness. Wow, Jess.
So, you know, it's almost like, did you give it to her for a name? And then she didn't show up either. Octavia Spencer wasn't there. Yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah,
Nobody
so it's
was-
like,
But do you think they had a big, like, like you said, Notori won the night before. So
Correct.
this is like a 2-day award show.
yes. And I think in the future, the previous night awards, some of the big stars wasn't Atari. Then we had SZA, who won Best New Artist. Jordan
Why weren't they
Peele.
showing those?
Yes.
I wanna see those.
Jordan Peele won for Get Out, director and director for Motion Picture of the Year, as well as writer, and he was there. So it's like, if you're going to
Right.
televise
Somebody was
anything, I would have kind of wanted to see that, because those are the
Televise
speeches we
folks that are
would.
showing up. How about that?
Or did
Otherwise.
you give them the award so they can show up?
Oh,
Jessica's
hey,
got
she's
your
got all
number.
the juice.
Right.
Okay, well, we know Anthony Anderson was there, and Blackish was a big winner of the night as well, right?
Now, Blackish,
But deservedly so.
Right. It was a great show. I'll give him
they
that.
came through in like a rushing wind. It went from outstanding leading lady to outstanding comedy series to outstanding actor, and it was almost like, okay, we get it. And we love Blackish. We do, because it's a Black family, and it's scripted, and it's great, and it's done well, it's produced well. We have the spinoff with Grownish. So it is something that we want to see, but it's almost like, okay, even with Tracy winning for the best outstanding actor, actress in a comedy series, it's almost like, but you took away from Issa.
Ooh.
You like, you should have
Okay.
And this is her 7th time winning, is that right? So it
7th
was
for
time for
Tracy.
somebody else. Should she just say, you know what, don't even include me anymore. Go ahead and give to somebody
And
else.
I don't
Would
know
that
if
be
she
fair?
has that power. It would be fair, but it's almost like we're waiting for Issa to have that moment. We might just need to have an Issa award.
Oh,
If we could do that, we might just need
well,
to do
she
that.
did win Essence the Black Women in Hollywood Award last year.
Yes, so
you
she was
know.
recognized, and I'm sure
Yeah.
BET may recognize her. ABFF has an award show, Oscar So White. So she's going to get her just
I mean,
due.
to play
but
devil's advocate here, you can obviously give awards to Issa, yes, wonderful, fantastic, but we only have Insecure to base this on. Tracy Ellis Ross's roster is large.
Very true.
It is huge. So we can focus on just Blackish, but if we're looking at all the other films films and, you know, TV shows in her directorial body of work. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
It's not just
I give you that
insecure.
couture. Yeah, I give
It's not like Tracy isn't doing her thing. She is killing it on Blackish. So.
Killing it
She
on
is.
Blackish.
Yeah.
She
And
is.
She is the most stylish woman in the world.
Yes, and you know,
Walking
she
this
just
world
had her
so
new
far.
line that was
Okay.
so it's like, hey, Tracy is saying for the
It's her
affordable winning,
season.
it is her time, and she knows it, and that's why she came in and she was just like, hey, I'm going to wear this spaghetti strap and I'm just going to do what I want to do. She did look amazing, but it was almost like, okay, well, Black
No
Twitter.
buts, Jessica. She looked amazing.
She
Give it
did.
to her. Give it to her. Come
She
on.
looked amazing.
Twitter
Full
was
stop.
mad at
Next
that.
and
We were
okay.
mad.
Well, since we're talking about looks and everything, let's just switch gears a little bit and talk about the red carpet. Who got it right and who got it wrong?
yes.
Well,
Take us through the list.
I'm going to fight you if you say anything bad about Issa Rae's dress.
No.
I'll say
Okay.
it.
Okay.
I'll say it.
You
I'll
will
say it.
know.
Okay, go ahead. You tell me. I don't know style.
Well, Issa came through, and as you know, she had a turquoise beaded gown, and it was a high collar neck. So it's kind of weird that you would see that on the award show, but I loved it. It was a full arm, and it was a strapped black sandal. Her hair was pulled back, and it was just like, hey.
I love this dress.
Issa-
It's giving me all the 70s disco vibes.
Yes,
I mean, it's
yes,
something I
real
could
Donna
imagine
Summers.
Tracy Ellis Ross
Yes,
wearing,
yes.
I think Issa's one of those people that regardless if she wore a garbage bag, she's just going to carry it with confidence and style and
Okay,
grace.
I don't know
'Cause
about that.
No, I mean, I
She's
think
sweetheart, though.
She is just, her personality brightens up whatever
Yes.
she's wearing. It's
Yeah.
like, I love her.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just like,
she's
fall in love
America's
with her
sweetheart.
regardless.
And we do. And we want her to win. So for her to come out, whatever she has on, we're like, yes, you got it.
You
Yes.
did it. You worked it, honey.
Especially because you don't want to make fun of a black insecure girl, you know? I'm
Talking
sure
to
she's
an
not
awkward
anymore. Yeah, awkward black girl.
there
right?
you go,
Yeah,
plug.
exactly. Right.
What about Hailie Berry?
Well,
yeah.
Hailie Berry came through and told us what 51 looks like.
Looks like 30.
It looks
Right?
like, she said, hey, I have kids and I'm a woman of a certain age, but I come through with this red and black beaded gown, and it was a little risque.
Is it hot in here? Is it just me?
It might just be for Hailie. So Hailie, and it had a train. So with this lace detail that covered the hoo-ha, you know, it still let her know that I'm coming through and I'm here.
You know
Yes,
what?
yes,
It's kind of it's giving me wedding dress vibes, and I love the color that she's chosen. It's almost like a big
it's a ruby red.
bleep to all her exes. Like here I am, loud,
Yes.
proud, and
And too bad you're not with me. They're kicking themselves now, I'm sure.
right. Bye, Gabe.
Who's with who? Letoya Luckett came on the scene with her husband.
She just got married.
The best accessory of the night was that wedding ring.
Wow.
Yes. So she had a plum one-shoulder bow detailed dress, and it was a ball gown. So she said, look, you may have known me from Destiny's Child, but I have made my own lane, and I'm here to stay.
Yeah,
I'm
and
a
she's
woman
acting
now.
now.
Yes,
She's
she
doing a lot of acting.
absolutely
She
is.
should have wore the wedding dress again to get the most out of it. I'm like, as much money you done paid for that wedding dress, you better wear it as much as you can.
Yes,
Just
but her
saying.
hair was short, it was simple, and it was elegant. And I think she really owns herself. You know, I think she kind of came out of that, oh, you were the fourth, fifth, third member of Destiny's Child, but now we know you as Letoya Luckett, and she has her own fan base, and we love her.
Yes,
Well, we also love Kerry
absolutely.
Washington,
Yes.
one of my faves.
Oh, Carrie, yes.
Was she wearing booties again, as she has been wearing to every award show this season?
But that's because
No.
they work for her. She kicks it.
Well, we don't
You
know.
know- oh.
Actually, I'll take it back because we couldn't see her feet. But Miss Washington came through. She actually brought her husband as well, but she had on a low neck strapless spaghetti, or not strapless, spaghetti strap dress, and it was a ball gown
is
as well. Black satin,
beautiful.
hair pulled back, and it was really natural.
princess.
Yes.
I love how she had the hair
exactly.
back and just out.
Yes,
Like, just
exactly.
being free.
Minimal makeup. I was
Yeah.
gonna say yes, minimal makeup, and it was I'm coming through, and
Right?
I'm
All I
Carrie.
see are cheekbones, décolletage, and beautiful melanated skin.
Yes, absolutely.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's talk about the men.
Okay.
We have Logan Browning, we have Chadwick Boseman, we have Jordan Peele, we have
Yes.
all these amazing men.
Yes.
But did they pull it off star-wise?
Well, Chadwick, of course, can do no wrong. He brought in color to the carpet, and we're kind of not used to seeing that. So he
Yeah.
had a steel blue, and it was a bow tie detail, and he just said, hey, And you know, one thing, and I don't know if you could see it, but he had
You can
crushed
see it, but
belt.
I don't know about the cut of that suit.
Really? And I think he went more for the color. You thought it was
like more
ill-fitting?
of the European
Yes,
type cut.
Okay.
tapered,
Yeah,
tailored,
like-
slim fit.
And he didn't. Yes,
This
he.
is a very American suit. I'm not feeling that cut.
Maybe he's not used to all his muscles after doing Black Panther. You know,
He's not used to getting staff on
I don't want to say.
Come on,
I got you, man. I'm taking up for you. I'm trying.
But what he did is he had some crushed velvet shoes, and I wish most would have paid more detail. They were a navy blue shoe, and they were beautiful. Yeah, so it was like, okay, I see you, Chad. With his hair was in that natural state. He was groomed, and it was.
Jessica, I'm sensing a little bit of
That's
really just taking.
Don't tell him, Mari.
Oh, see? Look, okay. Well, you mentioned
Your
Logan.
secret's safe with me, probably not with Shaggy.
I'm telling. I'm telling. No. You mentioned Logan. Did you want to say anything about his outfit?
Well, Logan is actually from. She's a girl. So Logan Browning is from. You may have known her from the hit show, Hit the Floor, VH1.
Yes,
and she's also in Dear White
Wow.
People.
Yes, Dear White People is where I know her from
Yes,
now.
so she kind of gave us Wednesday Addams vibe.
Yeah.
You know, real
I thought
dark.
she killed it, though.
Yes, and very, so it was almost like she had a crown braid, and it was beautiful. But it was
Yeah.
really, you know, she was a little dark, but she was a little mysterious
I
on the
thought
carpet.
she served it. I like
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely, because no
yeah.
one's going to really go with that high neck, and that was another trend of the night, a real high neck. So the women wore it, and it was almost like we don't have to show a lot, and she's one of the young up-and-coming Hollywood that they got next. They got next, actually.
Okay, Young in Hollywood, the Blackish kids were all there too.
They
Styling,
were my
profiling.
favorite of the
really?
night.
They showed
yes,
out.
Okay.
exactly, because you seen each personality in every last one of them.
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
Look at
and it was
that.
almost like you
cute.
cannot
Gorgeous.
get away with them from saying, "Hey, I'm Marcus, I'm Michelle," and they just owned it.
I mean,
They owned
they
it.
look spectacular.
Yes, and it
I'm
was
getting
love them.
black activism vibes.
Yes.
I'm seeing green and emerald gorgeous tones there. I mean, this is phenomenal stuff.
absolutely,
They did a
absolutely.
great job.
Definitely
Yes.
not kids any longer.
No, they're grown up. They gotta
Exactly.
be on grownish soon.
Right?
Yes.
Now we can't let you leave without talking about somebody who didn't get it quite right, maybe. Audra Day, what do you have to say about that?
And
I love her music.
Yes,
Oh.
and she did a wonderful
You are
performance with
so
Common.
shady.
I'm just saying.
Yes, no, she did a warm performance with Common, and they came through. And as you know, Common is almost he's the same thing he did with Selma and John Legend. He really came on the stage and he said, you know, we're going to command the audience. But Audra said,
What's wrong
look,
with this dress?
it's nothing wrong with it because it's all right with it. It's her. Meaning she sets the bar and she creates her own lane. So she decided to keep her hair pinned up. She decided to go with when everyone was going minimal makeup, she said, throw it on there. You know, she had her red shoes and her gown was sequenced and it was all multicolored. So I can't even say it was wrong, but it was different.
She
Yeah, it was
wanted to be
different.
an intergalactic ultralight beam, and she clearly.
Wait a minute. That was shade hidden in a compliment.
It's a very. It takes a long time to learn how to insult a person
I
while they say
know.
compliments
Look,
at the exact
We
same
love
time.
it, Couture,
Brilliant.
Derry.
That's great.
We
That's
love
great.
it.
Well, I thought,
Yes.
you know, it goes along with her style, her vibe,
Yes.
her music, her creativity.
Yes,
so nods to
exactly.
her. And forget the people on Twitter. Don't worry about them.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm
Speaking
glad
of
you.
Twitter-
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, but speaking of Twitter, we
Real quick.
can't leave because the favorite of the night went to Daniel Kaluuya, which is actually
From Get Out,
Yes,
my
from
British
Get
brother.
Out.
We love him.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
he's amazing.
And when I say we were all like, go. He said music on. He gave us a real Kanye moment. He thanked Jordan Peele. He recognized Jordan Peele, but he also said, hey, I'm here. I won against Denzel. And he said, you never do that. So he said, I'm coming through, and we love him, and we can't wait to see more of him. So he really was my favorite of the night.
Yeah,
You
we'll
can
definitely
see
be
that
seeing more of him.
Celebrity suits him very well because this young man was skinny last year. He
Steak.
is buff.
Yes,
He's
and
a
eggs.
Good
Hello.
living better.
Absolutely.
We're definitely going to see more of him, and we'll definitely see more of you as well. You
Yes.
Come back and join us
well,
on the table.
thank you for having
It's
me.
been a
Thank you.
pleasure.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And we want to see more of you as well, so don't go anywhere. Arise 360, we'll be right back.